Hey guys, and welcome to the 15 Minutes with True Crime podcast. My name is Joe, and after a pretty long stay in the hospital for a pretty bad infection, plus the rehab at home, I'm glad to be back here with all you. While I'm still not 100%, I'm glad to be able to talk with you guys and hope you're all doing well. Well, we are now in phase 2 of getting back in order from COVID, and we're going through a lot of changes as well. I'd also like you guys to know that I missed you all for the past few weeks. Today's guest is Janette. Janette is currently serving a life without parole plus 10-year sentence for murder and kidnapping, which took place in Moreno Valley, California back in 2002. She is incarcerated at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla. If you guys like this show and would like to see it get better, please donate to paypal.me/Joe Tomaso. Again, that is paypal.me/JoeTomaso. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, or if there's somebody you'd like to see me interview, please email me at insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Again, that is insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Or you can snail mail me at P.O. Box 162, West Haven, Connecticut 06516. And with that, let's hear Janette's story.
You have a prepaid call from
Janette.
an inmate at the Central California Women's Facility, Chowchilla, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hi, Janette. How are you?
Good. How are you, Joe?
I'm okay. So, if there's anything that you're uncomfortable with, let me know.
Yeah, I don't think I'm uncomfortable with anything.
Okay. What is your name and where are you calling me from?
Okay, my name's Janette, and I'm calling from Central California Women's Facility.
Okay, and I have to ask you, why are you in prison? You can either tell me your charges or you can tell me what happened.
Okay, I am in prison for the murder, first-degree murder, aiding and abetting, and kidnapping of my best friend.
Okay. Do you want to talk about what happened or no?
Well, can I run it by you and then you tell me yes or no?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want to glamorize it. I think the biggest issue was that I was in, and I don't want to justify it because there's no justification for it, but I was in this toxic relationship and it spilled into everybody's life, and I understand today that I jeopardized everybody
Right.
in my life, including her.
Mm-hmm. What happened? I mean, what transpired? What and you saying it was a toxic relationship? Did you guys fight a lot or?
It was an abusive relationship, and I chose to stay, and I chose to ignore everything, every red flag, and I was kept away from my friends. And one day, we decided to go out with my friends and with my friend, and he ended up killing my friend. I wasn't there when it started, but I was there towards the end, and I didn't help her. I chose not to do anything.
Did you not do anything because you were afraid, or?
I didn't. I was afraid, but I think that deep down inside, I didn't want to lose.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I had been with him for 3 years, and I had a family with him, and
Right.
he was more important to me than anything. And at the end of the day, I chose not to do anything, and I chose not to say anything. And at the end of the day, when it was given the opportunity, it was me and her. I chose me.
Right. Okay. So basically, you chose the relationship over the friendship.
Yeah, and I chose. We were put in a situation where it was my life or her, and I chose me.
Okay. So it was your life or her life, and you chose your life. And afterwards, did you try to talk to the police or?
No, I became his alibi. I lie. I gave multiple stories to the police, to the detectives.
Mm-hmm.
I even went as far as acting like I didn't know what had happened.
I gotcha.
Know what was happening. So I had plenty of opportunity, and I was the one that threw out the gun the next day to the trash.
Right.
Okay.
You told me that you were, you picked you over her and all that. I mean, are you remorseful about what happened now?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's I know it's something I live with every day of my life. I robbed my friend of having a life, having adulthood, being a mother, experiencing everything that an adult does. As the opportunity for her, I robbed her of that, and I know that the hardest thing one of the hardest things has been like knowing and understanding that because of me, her family won't be able to experience the life that she deserves to live. So yes, I'm very remorseful for what happened.
See, that's what I was looking for. So you're definitely sorry about what happened. You feel remorse. If you had seen somebody who was heading down the same road that you are right now, okay, or not where you are right now, in other words, if you saw somebody going down the road that led you to what happened and what put you in prison, what would you say to that person?
I would say talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. Reach out to somebody. There's many people and places that will help you instead of being silent.
So basically, you would tell them, not to do it, to definitely try to get some kind of help.
Yeah, seek help. Talk to somebody. There's always somebody that's willing to help you.
Okay. Tell me about life on the inside. You can tell me about some of the, any of the dangers. I mean, I don't know, from a women's institution, most of the people I talk to and my background too, the experiences with male institutions, what type of dangers do you face in a female institution as opposed to the males?
People fighting you, people using you as victims to go to ADSEC to get to their girlfriends, people setting you up. If you get into argument with their friends, and then you get into it with them and their friends. So it's basically like a lot of cattiness. Okay. And it makes you feel like you can't trust anybody.
Okay. So, do you ever see any type of violence in there at all, or?
Yes. You always see somebody getting into a fight, someone getting beat up for no reason, somebody getting hit with a lock, a cup.
Okay, so basically, yeah, it's similar to the guys with the lock and the sock and all that. And I know in the male institutions, they have to worry about shanks and getting stabbed in there as well. Do you have that in there as well, or no?
Yes, there's definitely has been some of that where people have gotten stabbed with tweezers or a can lid.
So tell me about like the medical care, because a lot of people think that when you go into an institution and you go into like when you're in prison, I've heard people say that prisoners get better medical care, and especially now with the COVID thing going on, people think that prisoners get better medical care. That's not my experience. I actually see prisoners not getting good medical care. So what would you say?
That's not true. If you have like a cavity or something, you have to wait a whole year to see them. It's a constant you have to wait 5 or 6 months before or even 2 years even to realize that something's wrong with you. If you have any kind of sickness, their answer is drink water or lose some weight, but that's not always the answer. Some people have found out that they had cancer and they've had a reoccurring issue for the last 2 years, and then by the time they catch it, they end up dying. So no, our medical is not that great. I
didn't think so. I mean, most of the experience. I mean, that's the misconception that the public has, is that you guys get better medical care, and I've never seen that. I've seen people, even with COVID, they wait until the last minute before they take somebody and move them to an outside facility where they can get put on a ventilator, and by then it's too late.
Yeah, and not only that, now with the COVID, they're not really seeing people because, especially the dentists, because they don't want to contaminate anybody. So unless you have an emergency, it's going to take them a long time to see you. Okay.
What about the food in there? A lot of people think you eat great. I mean, I could tell you, I've talked to the guys, and other than getting told, they pretty much get slop, barely any. I just talked to somebody today, as a matter of fact, from Virginia, and they're on what they call self-feed, and they're on, and inside their cell, and they're getting fed inside the cell with, styrofoam trays, and basically there's hardly any food in the trays. You guys find that same experience there?
No, we get a little bit more. Our menu has changed now per the state, so we're getting a little bit more vegetables. But it's a lot of like soy meat, soy products. So, I mean, it's not. Our portions are a little bit smaller because they go up based on calorie count.
Right. So everything is pretty much measured.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me some of the ways that prison has changed you, for the better, for the worse. I mean, how's it changed you in, different things that you do, etc.?
I think that the way it has changed me is when I was younger, I always looked for acceptance, and I wanted to be, I hate being rejection, so I was a follower. It has made me dig deep into my issues and deal with things that had happened to me as a child and with my parents and the way I responded to things. So on that aspect, it has made me a better person. I take nothing for granted, and I also understand that my choices, whether they're good or bad, always has an effect on people. And I think in the bad way that it has...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It has affected me is the fact that sometimes it makes you harder.
It does make you harder?
Yeah, you're not that vulnerable to people. You have trust issues because you don't know who to trust, and you just don't believe anybody. Like, before, I used to be very gullible and believe everything. I don't believe that, but I think that the blessing in disguise has been that the fact that when people are out there in the real community, they get to close their doors to whoever, and here you don't. You live with everybody and just practically anybody that you would never think you would encounter.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, too. How many people do you actually... I mean, I've seen dormitories, I've seen cells. How many people do you actually live with in your facility, like in the main setting?
8 people to a room.
Okay, so you're in a cell setting, but there's 8 people per room or is it a dorm setting?
Yes, it's a unit, and it has 32 rooms, and each room has 8 people.
Wow, it's a lot of people. Let me ask you, tell me some of the things actually, I want to back up before I ask you this next question. I want to ask you this one, is if you were able to give a message to people on the outside, what would you tell them about, what they should do or the future or, different things? What would you say to people?
I would tell them to reach out to other people. When you feel that life is getting overwhelmed or you feel stuck in somewhere, reach out to talk to anybody. There's always help. And if you ever find yourself in a situation where you feel that you can't, that you don't want to walk out or leave, walk out. It's okay to walk away.
Okay.
And love yourself. I think that's the most important thing is to love yourself and know that.
Right. I think that you should, take care of yourself and take care of others.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you're no good if you don't take care of yourself. You're no good to other people.
Right. You can't help others if you can't help yourself.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you, what do you do what's your typical day like for you on the inside right now?
For me, well, I work the kitchen, so I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I go to work at 5. I come back, and then we are modified. We only get to come out an hour and a half every other day, and then same thing with yard. And then if we do come out, we get to program with the 8 rooms you live in the hallway with.
So basically, that's because of the COVID. Now, what about a regular day beforehand? Like before COVID?
A regular day, and then I go to work, come back, get ready. I double program, so I teach a class. And then I come back, and then at night I do self-help groups.
So you're doing self-help groups to make yourself better, but you're also teaching people, so you're helping other people while you're in there.
Yes.
Okay, that's a very good thing. That's a very good trait, and I gotta commend you on that. I mean, most people or a lot of people would just go in there and basically park themselves and not do anything, but you're actually helping other people. You're actually making yourself better as well.
Absolutely. I think that these are...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Things that are given to you and opportunities, and I'm a big believer that you should share them with other people.
Okay. Wow, that seems like a pretty sad story. But she seems like she's trying to get her life back together in there. She does realize that she's done a lot of wrong, and she's trying to help others now and not just herself. Again, if you guys would like to see this show get better, please donate to paypal.me/Joe Tomaso. That's paypal.me/JoeTomaso. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, or if there's somebody you definitely want me to try and interview, please email me at insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Again, that's insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Or you can snail mail me at P.O. Box 162. West Haven, Connecticut 06516. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks for listening. You all take care of yourselves. You hear?